Hi there, it's Rodrika de Maria and welcome back to the channel, the place that helps you create success the feminine way. If you haven't done so already, please do hit the subscribe button. And the topic today is the 3 areas of wealth, or the 3 elements of wealth. What does wealth mean to you? I am sharing the last 26 years of my journey to success, the tips, the tricks, the strategies that I use to help me get there. Now, take what you like, leave the rest, because remember, this is your journey. So let's dive straight in, because why not? So we're here in lockdown, I'm filming from home, my children are upstairs playing. I have asked them to keep it down, but let's hope they do. If not, I apologise. They're doing makeup tips upstairs apparently and having a spa day, which I wouldn't mind joining them soon. Anyway, so let's dive in. The 3 areas of wealth. Now, when I say wealth, most people will think financial. So it's money, it's dollar signs, it's pound signs. But for me, wealth is something different. And years ago, I would never have known what the meaning of wealth was. It's always you're rich or you've got money. But wealth for me is my whole life. I have a wealthy life. It's a rounded thing. And the 3 main components for me, it can be different things for different people, but the main components for me, also being a feminine woman, you know, I think these are the key ones for most women, but obviously I'm just generalizing. So the key ones is financial wealth, then you've got emotional wealth, and then it's health. I believe if you have these 3 areas of your life nailed, mastered, then you actually have true wealth in your life. So this is my definition of wealth. So let's dive in and talk about each area and my perception on it and how it's helped me get the true success and wealth that I have in my life. So I also differentiate success and wealth slightly different as well, because wealth is financial. Success is a little bit different. Again, there's a real different essence between a feminine and masculine energy to create wealth and success. Successful women is very much around it being all areas of their life, wealth as well. You know, we can be successful in our home life, in our relationship, in our health, in our well-being, in our career. And we like, generally, if our home, whatever that home means to you, if it's family, if it's just being at home on your own, that if that is okay and is working, then we are so stable. You know, we come from a place that we feel so empowered that we can take on anything. For a man, that element is the drive to create success, to create businesses, to go out there and achieve things and have success from an external point of view almost. So women attract things into their life, men drive things. They do things, they have to fix things, they have to go off and do things. We have to fill up from inside, we need to attract things into our life. It's actually a lot easier for us, but don't tell the men. So we like to be in flow, emotions, energy, you know, fill up with love. Men like to drive. They want it, we want to fill up, they want to empty. So we're very different. And when we're creating wealth, it's really important that we keep that in our mind. We are not looking to create wealth the masculine way. Unless you are a woman that has got a lot of masculine energy, that's absolutely fine. I'm not saying what's right and what's wrong. Then it's absolutely fine. But majority of the women who want to create wealth in a feminine energy find it very difficult because they think they're entering into a financial world. So, financial area that they don't know about. So let's look at the 3 different areas. I'm going to start with the financial wealth first. Why is this important? Well, it's not the most important thing in the world, but it is important because we need to eat. We need to have a roof over our head. It doesn't have to be the luxe. It could be just something simple, but money does buy those necessities. Yes, money buys the luxury, but the money also buys necessities, which allows us to feel secure. So it is important to have money and to have that security. Now, if you're in a relationship and your partner's making that money, that's okay. But I've always been of the belief that it's a beautiful journey to create your own financial wealth. You learn so much about yourself. You feel empowered. You're independent. It's nice to be able to go, actually, do you know, I'd love to go and have a pamper day, or I'd love to buy that little gift for somebody, or I'd like to actually book a surprise holiday for us as a couple, or for my friend, or for my children, or experiences that you want. And it gives you the ability to, really have the freedom and the choice, which is really financial wealth means to me, is freedom and choice. So I really like to encourage women to not be scared of creating financial wealth. You don't need to become a millionaire to have financial wealth. A lot of people have this perception in their head. It's not right or wrong. You can be a millionaire, but is that really what you want? Maybe you just want an extra £100 a week or a month just to do the things that you want to do and be independent of having to ask for that, maybe, or having to budget for it. So for me, financial wealth is really about you growing as a person, learning new skills and being independent. And it's also about that, so it's that security, but it's also about the freedom to buy and do whatever you like. It's not always about the material things, it's about all the lovely experiences that you can have as well, for you to be able to give back as well if you wanted to donate to charities or things like that. Now, you don't have to do that with money only, but for me, I think years and years ago, I remember my gorgeous, lovely mother-in-law, who is very inspiring. We've always had a very special connection and always will. And I remember her having to ring a bank, and it was years and years ago. I remember when we first started going out, Marcus and I, and she had to ring the bank, and she felt so overwhelmed by ringing the bank because her husband used to always do that for her. And when they divorced, she had to learn how to do these things, and obviously she had her 2 boys to help her, but she was so overwhelmed. And it made me go, wow, in her generation that was the case, but it's not so much in my generation. And I was like, my God, I never want to be that scared of dealing with my finances. I always want to be independent and knowledgeable in that area. So she was the one who first motivated me to think in that way, because my upbringing didn't show that, so it was a real good eye-opener. And so financial wealth is important for me, and should be also for you guys, is the ability to have freedom and choice to do whatever you like, because you're earning that money yourself. So I'd love you to kind of have a little think about that, because you might also have beliefs around that, thoughts around that aren't actually yours. They're actually probably from your parents or upbringing, your community, your religion. It's not really true, to what you believe. And I'm a big believer in the most powerful thing you can always be is yourself. So that's financial wealth, freedom and choice. Emotional wealth. What is emotional wealth? So emotional wealth is your mindset. How is your mindset? Is it positive? Is it negative? Is it helping you be the best version of you? Is it helping you really be at your best? Is it holding you back? Do you have that inner voice that's chatting? Are you living a life in cause or effect? Now, what does that mean? When you live at effect, you say life is happening to me. These challenges are happening for me. Oh, that person did that to me. Or, oh, my boss did that to me. It's always external. It's everyone else's fault, not yours. When you live a life in cause, you're always in control. I am in control of my life. I make my decisions. Somebody says something to me, I go, what meaning do I attach to that? Why they said that to me? Yeah, okay, they're having their issues. It's their thing. I'm not going to make a big deal about it. So that's mindset. What are your values? What do you value? Are you doing the things that you truly value? Are you living that life of the things that you value? I would assume most people don't even know what their values are, because they've never actually sat down and gone, oh, what are my values? So again, I encourage you, as I say, success is not a spectator sport. I would really encourage you to take some time out and write down, what are my values? I remember the first time I did it, I really struggled. Your values are so deep rooted that you don't even, it's just automatic. So you just carry on doing them, but not knowing what that is. So you do the exercise. It's really interesting to see, and do put it in the comments and I can help you along and coach you along with that as well. Living in a beautiful state, which is really understanding who you are and being true to who you are, is the most gorgeous thing that you can do. People are so used to wanting to be like other people, gurus, trainers, etc. It's good to be able to take elements of what they're teaching if that's something you want to excel in. But it's really important to stay true to yourself. So do it, take that knowledge, those tips, those tricks, and then add your essence to it, add who you are to it, because it just flows that much easier. It just is a lot easier to get the outcome by actually doing it your way. Now, sometimes there is a formula, so you have to be careful. But if you can do that formula, but in your own way, you will get the result. Maybe not the same result that that person did, but it will flow, which will mean you'll actually do it and you'll actually finish that thing. You'll get the outcome. You won't give up halfway through. So that's the other, it's about being your unique self. Now, most of us have forgotten who we are. I have. A number of times I've lost my way. Number of times, through when I got married, when I had children, when I changed a career, when I started personal development. And what's really important is really taking some time to go, what did I used to love to do when I was a kid? What did I love to do as a kid? When do I warp time? When do I feel utter joy and bliss? Those are the things that you love doing, and it actually shows you little elements, and you'll start getting clarity on who you truly are. So again, a lovely little exercise there for you. What goals do you have? Are you achieving them? Are they true to you? Again, this is so important. Are they true to you, or did you just listen to a guru and went, oh, I like that goal and I don't have one, so I'm going to take that goal? Or is it really your goal? Now, you can call it a goal, you can call it a dream. I like dreams because I love to dream, but I like to visualize. I like to use my imagination. I'm highly creative. So, it might be that you want to look at those areas of, are you really living your goals or your dreams? Because that's really emotional wealth as well. And the last one is really, are you living in purpose? Are you living in your passion, your bliss, your joy, what you love to do? Because when you do things that you love to do, you actually warp time. It's not like work. So that's another thing. But do you even know? Most of the time, the challenges we have is we don't actually know these things because no one's taught us that it's important to know our purpose. It's important to know our values. It's important to know who we are. We just go on with life, just on a bit of a hamster wheel, just getting on with things. So it's really good to reflect on these things and really look at these things. So I would really encourage you to do that. Take some of these things down, watch this video again, look at the bits that I've kind of talked about, and then do the exercises. I absolutely love journaling. Journaling is a great way when you're on a new journey to really look at your thoughts throughout the day. But if you're looking at some of these things that you want to implement, maybe write some of them down. It would be really cool and fun to do. Go in nature. Go somewhere beautiful and get inspired. Get inspired to be the true you. Health. Okay, so self-explanatory really. But health is one that sometimes I found, just by my own journey, but also through coaching people, it's just not high up on their values. Now, for me, I grew up in an Indian family, very strict in the UK, but we never really, health wasn't a big focus. It wasn't something we were educated on. We weren't taught it. We didn't go and do exercise. We didn't go on walks. We didn't do any running. We didn't do any of those things. And I guess in India, they were so physically fit because a lot of the activity they did was physical, that they didn't need to. They just stayed fit. But here, when they came here with that to adapt to another way of life, it just wasn't something that was taught. Now, I look at Marcus, his family were very much into fitness, so he's super healthy because it's what he grew up with. So sometimes your values come from what you see as a child and what you grow up as. So I know with our children, I really encouraged activities that were physical, martial arts, which they didn't like in the end, dance, they do a lot of dance and they love it, so that they get their physical activity from that. For me, I've struggled and yo-yoed for years and years and years, and what I had to do was link my value for it with my values to it. So I had to look at the outcome of me having energy and vitality to do the great things I want to do in my life. So without that energy, I can't actually be out there making a difference, playing with my children in the same way. So for me, health is very much about energy, and being able, so that I can do the things that I want to do. How I look, is it important? Yes, but not as important. I see that as a byproduct of me being energized and healthy. So yes, I'm not a size 0. It's not my focus. My focus is to have enough energy to be able to do that. And I'm always working on it. There'll be times I dip, then I come back on it again. But it's the time that I've got these 3 areas of my life in place, but you juggle them. And I big believer on resetting. Only recently I did a 3-day detox because it was Easter and my daughter's birthday, and I ate all the lovely things that I love to eat because I love eating. I love fashion. But so we ate loads, and I was like, okay, this is not looking good. So I did a reset, 3-day detox, soup detox. It wasn't that I didn't eat. I ate loads of soup. It was full of nutrition. They weren't even overcooked. They were slightly cooked. So I spoke to my nutritionist, and she told me what to do, followed it to the T. I'm back on track again, So it's really important to know yourself, and my know myself is I need resets regularly if I go off track. So don't beat yourself up. It's just acknowledge it, be aware, move forward. So these are the 3 areas of wealth that I believe creates wealth. So just to recap, the 3 areas of wealth are in financial wealth, emotional wealth, and health. I hope you've enjoyed this video and it's been informative. Please subscribe button to stay tuned if you haven't already, and I'd love to hear from you. Success is not a spectator sport. You have to take action on the things that you need to take action on. So please do put that in your comments. If you've liked anything specifically here, please do comment as well. I'd love to hear from you. Until I see you again, remember, magic happens when you're simply you.